Hello, televiewers, and welcome to today's edition of our English newscast on Info Television. Our headlines. The governor of the Central Region, Nasser Paul Beya, convened an emergency security meeting with SDO of Fundi and DOs and mayors of Yaounde at the governor's office this October 29, 2025. And after a groundbreaking thesis defense in Yaounde, the Director General of the Cameroon Real Estate Corporation, Dr. Amadou Sardaouna, obtained a doctorate degree in civil engineering at the National Advanced School of Engineering in Yaounde. Those were our headlines. Details right ahead. Welcome back. And after the proclamation of the 2025 presidential election result, some social media influencers, whistleblowers and activists abroad are pushing some young people to protest violently through messages, especially online. In the following report, in the following editorial, Patient Shintum presents what is at stake and what these youths stand to lose.
In the wake of the 2025 presidential election, our nation once again finds itself at a crossroads, not because of ballots or political debates, but because of manipulation disguised as activism. Across social media, some self-proclaimed whistleblowers, influencers, and diaspora activists are calling on Cameroonian youths to take to the streets, to protest, to fight for change. But before you take that call to heart, ask yourself, whose fight is this really? The irony is striking. Many of these so-called freedom fighters live comfortably abroad, with their families safe, far from the chaos they incite. Their children are in secure schools, their homes untouched by fear. Yet they fuel unrest back home, pushing vulnerable and job-seeking youths into harm's way. And when violence erupts, when property is vandalized, shops are looted, and lives are lost, it is the same ordinary youth who suffers, not the one sending tweets from overseas. Cameroon's young people are the heartbeat of the nation. You are the energy, the innovation, the promise of tomorrow. But that promise is being stolen, not by the government, not by your neighbor, but by those who see your frustration as fuel for their agenda. True patriotism is not about burning, breaking, or destroying. It is about building, innovating, and working together for the peace and progress of our country. When the dust finally settles and change comes, what becomes of the schools, hospitals, police stations, and council offices you have destroyed? Who will rebuild the very structures that issue birth certificates, ID cards, and provide health care for your families? So to every young Cameroonian listening today, think twice before you act on what you see online. Ask who benefits and who bleeds. Do not be their pawn. Be the protector of your nation's peace and your community's future and your own life. Because peace, once lost, takes generations to rebuild. And no hashtag or viral post can bring back what violence destroys.
As the nation awaits the power take of the re-elected president of Cameroon, messages of congratulations are pouring in from across the political spectrum. Fellow leaders from Gabon, Chad, the Central African Republic, and Morocco, alongside the national political figures we have in Cameroon, are applauding the renewed confidence of the Cameroonian people. Jude Kenji tells us more.
Following the Constitutional Council's proclamation of the October 12 presidential election results this Monday, October 27, 2025, voices from within the country and abroad are rising to salute the victory of incumbent President Paul Biya. From Bangui, the president of the Central African Republic, Professor Faustin Archange Touadéra, in an official letter dated October 28, 2025, went beyond merely applauding his counterpart's victory. He commended the maturity demonstrated by the Cameroonian people. Subsequently, the Chadian president, General Mahamad Idriss Déby Itno, conveyed a message of congratulations to President Paul Biya on his re-election for a 7-year term. The King of Morocco, in a formal message, congratulated Paul Biya in his re-election to the highest office. He further expressed his best wishes for success as Biya continues to serve the Cameroonian people. The sovereign also stated his readiness to continue concerted action for a strengthened bilateral and continental partnership. The Gabonese president, General Brice Clotaire Oligui Nguema, posted on his Facebook account to congratulate his Cameroonian counterpart for the renewed confidence of the people, highlighting the solid historical ties between Cameroon and Gabon. In a context marked by post-electoral tensions and disputes, President Nguema seized the occasion to call for serenity and reaffirmed his commitment to strengthening bilateral cooperation between Libreville and Yaounde. Domestically, Cabral Libi of the Cameroonian Party for National Reconciliation, who placed third with 3.41% of the vote, stated that he takes note of the result and congratulated the proclaimed winner. In the same release, the political leader called on his Orange Wave supporters to mobilize strongly for future elections. The candidate and national president of the Social Democratic Front, SDF, Joshua Osi, also acknowledged Paul Biya's victory in the October 12, 2025 presidential election. Meanwhile, the Party of Democratic Patriots for the Development of Cameroon, PADEC, through its national president, Jean-Didier Momo, extended sincere congratulations to Paul Biya. The party reaffirmed its commitment to accompany him in his new septennium to build a strong, modern, and united Cameroon. In a congratulatory letter, Denise Emilienne Atangana, president of the Front of Democrats of Cameroon, assured of his civic and republican readiness to work towards consolidating peace, promoting living together, and advancing the development and progress to which all citizens are rightfully entitled. Beyond the official letters, supporters across the country are celebrating this victory.
The governor of the Central Region, Nasiri Paul Biya, convened an emergency and security meeting with the SDO of Mfundi, DOs and mayors of Yaounde at the governor's office this October 29, 2025. The meeting assessed the current situation of the nation and reinforced measures to restore peace and public order. Jessica Ndiwum throws more light.
Amid growing tension and insecurity that continue to grip parts of the nation, the governor of the Central Region, Nasiri Paul Biya, has convened a high-level security meeting with the Senior Divisional Officer of Mfundi, Emmanuel Marie Ndignend, Divisional Officers and Mayors of Yaounde. The session held in Yaounde at the governor's office focused on reinforcing security in sensitive areas. The move aims to restore calm and ensure public order across the city. The governor urged the population to remain calm and not to panic in the face of any threat or tension, assuring that security forces, in collaboration with local authorities, are committed to protecting citizens wherever and whenever needed as efforts continue to restore peace and public order across the city.
To reassure the population who have to receive the information through the mayors and the local administrative authorities that Yaounde is faring well and that they should not give in to any acts that want to distract them from their daily activities, and that as of now, the hooligans, as I will call them, who go around intimidating people, do it intentionally, and if they want to give in, they'll find out that the guys will come behind and even steal their property, their goods, and what have you. So we are assuring them that we are going to assume their security wherever and whenever necessary in collaboration with traditional rulers, the mayors, the administrative authorities of Ufunji. So we don't want any panic around.
He also warned those involved in acts of violence or disorder that they will face the full force of the law if caught, as authorities intensify efforts to restore peace and public order across the city.
I'm giving them a warning that if they continue, they will face the law, because we're going to arrest them, detain them, and send them to the law courts.
The governor reaffirmed government's determination to maintain peace and protect lives and property, urging all citizens to remain vigilant and law-abiding as security measures take full effect.
Following protests in different cities, some businesses and enterprises are taking precautions by closing up earlier to ensure this doesn't affect them. This is the case with some filling stations in the city of Yaounde, who have taken such measures to make sure these protesters don't come near their businesses. Are taxi drivers and bike riders affected when these filling stations are closed? Let's watch. Facilities that sell fuel and engine lubricants for motor vehicles and serves as a local fuel depot in Cameroon are taking precautionary measures following post-election protests. Some filling stations prefer to close up earlier than normal, according to some bike riders who seek alternative solutions.
As to what concerns fuel, only God knows, because you can ride and pass by an open station, and so you'll be able to consume, because during this period we don't know what to do, as most stations are closed. We consume as the day unfolds. When we get to an open station, we consume, because waiting to consume when fuel gets finished will not be easy, as you won't even know where you will find another station open.
Meanwhile, others say they haven't noticed any changes, as they are still able to get fuel when they want.
I did not notice that some fueling stations were closed, because when I start work, I see that stations are even open.
I've not noticed anything, because I always form my time by intradex, so I don't have any problem. Because the other station, I'm not used to the other station. The other petrol station, I'm not used to with them. So I'm always used to only with Tradex. So I'm not feeling anything.
Nevertheless, administrative authorities have been calling on citizens to be cautious and go about their daily activities, as this is seen in their Tanganambala, Van, and some neighborhoods. And on today's press release coming in from the Ministry of Trade, which reads, Yaounde, the 29th of October 2025, press release. The Minister of Trade, Luc Magloire Tangana, hereby invites economic operators, particularly those in the distribution sector, to resume their activities calmly and without delay, so that the population can continue to purchase the foodstuff necessary for their daily needs without fee or shortages, and ensuring speculative hoarding. In this regard, the Minister of Trade wishes to assure them that all necessary measures have been taken by the relevant authorities to guarantee the safety of goods and persons throughout the national territory. The Minister of Trade would like to remind the population that consumer goods stock are sufficient to meet household demand at least until the end of the first quarter of 2026 and possibly beyond. There is therefore no cause for concern, panic, distraction, or intimidation. Signed, the Minister of Trade, Luc Magloire Atangana. And let's take this. After a groundbreaking thesis defense in Yaounde, the Director General of the Cameroon Real Estate Corporation, Dr. Amadou Sardaouna, obtained a doctorate degree in civil engineering at the National Advanced School of Engineering in Yaounde. The research focuses on providing lasting solutions to Cameroon's urban house challenges. Phillips Enchi throws more light.
The boardroom of the National Advanced School of Engineering in Yaounde was filled to capacity as family, friends and colleagues witnesses the thesis defense of Dr. Amadou Sardaouna, Director General of the Cameroon Real Estate Company on October 28, 2025. A defense session chaired by Professor Raoul Aissi, head of the jury. During the 35 minutes presentation, Dr. Amadou Sardaouna delivered a clear and well-structured defense, skillfully using audiovisual aids and demonstrating a strong pedagogical mastery before a four-member panel of seasoned university professors. In a question and answer session, Dr. Amadou Sardaouna proposing a practical framework for the designing of a sustainable high environmental quality social housing in Cameroon. After an hour, 30 minutes of deliberation with interventions from Professor Elime, urging the candidate to focus on tangible solutions to the country's urban housing challenges, as well as contributions from Professor Zingwa of Douala and Professor Meva. The jury unanimously recognized the quality of his work. His rich and insightful presentation earned him the degree of Doctor in Civil Engineering.
Compte tenu de tout ce qui précède, le jury,
taking into consideration all that has been done in unanimity, this jury have decided to confer upon Amadou Sardaouna a degree of Doctorate in Civil Engineering from the University of Yaounde 1 with a very high honorable distinction.
De l'Université de Yaounde 1 avec la mention très honorable.
Dr. Amadou Sardaouna clearly outlined the solutions presented in his thesis to address the challenges of inadequate housing facility in Cameroon.
The problem that you are facing there is how to design social housing with respect of sustainable development and socio-economic policy in our country. The second one, we have designated a housing who is respecting the HQA adapted to the Cameroonian climate and socio-economic policy.
The thesis offers practical solutions to addressing urban housing deficiencies in the country.
With the jury who confirm that is a special work concerning the Cameroon and even the Africa, because we have a methodology now we can develop by industrializing our country in order to build massive construction concerning the social housing in Cameroon.
Appreciations remain the lone word.
Je remercie d'abord toute la nation camerounaise.
I want to thank the Cameroonian people and the head of state, President Paul Biya, in particular, who has been guiding us all these years to obtain the experience I have today. A big thanks also to members of government and the Advanced School of Civil Engineering in Yaounde. I want to also thank the president of the jury and its members who made it possible for this to be a success.
Cette activité soit couronnée aujourd'hui.
Following a thorough evaluation that earned him an honorable distinction, Dr. Amadou Sardaouna is set to provide concrete solutions to Cameroon's urban housing challenges.
And let's talk health. On the occasion of World Stroke Day, celebrated on October 29 every year, the role of therapists in helping patients recover and regain their strength is very crucial. Visiting Laughter, a rehabilitation center for elderly and individuals who are suffering from stroke, our reporter Mimi Tsiobo exchanged with a therapist and patients and compiled the following reports.
Onyamo,
unenjoy. These are the feelings of patients in Laughter, a rehabilitation center for the elderly and individuals who have bravely navigated stroke and are making a strong comeback. On the occasion of the celebration of World Stroke Day every year on October 29, therapists are playing a crucial role in helping patients recover and regain their strength.
How are people having stroke redressed? Here, particularly in Laughter, they are having many possibilities. There is the physiotherapy hall where we do movements. We do movements for all the joints that are being deficient. Now, on all the movement that we are doing, we are also having some playing games. Those are for those who stroke gave them psychology, they are psychology affected. So here in Laughter, we are having many games that enable them to relax and try back to speak and move their arms.
A center for massage therapy specifically designed for people with stroke and elderly who benefit from pain relief, improving mobility, reducing stress and anxiety, and to improve blood circulation.
While they are here in Laughter, for example, they stay and they are having some games where they are brought to speak, and as they are brought to speak, now it stimulates the brain on the language to come back. Okay, we are having some deambulators to enable them to walk back again for those who are unable to walk on their 2 feet. We are having some machines capable of making them to walk again as in the past before stroke.
Massage therapy can have a profound impact on both physical and emotional sense of well-being and tranquility, promoting overall health and quality of life. They are massaging me, all type of massage, already after 1 year, that is before June 2025. I was already walking without a stick. I was already talking and I was seeing already. I could already do some little things at home. At Laughter, therapists are committed to helping patients rediscover their strength and joy.
All of us therapists, we take care of them, we make them smile, make them forget that they are sick.
Through compassionate care, innovative therapies, and personalized support, patients are rediscovering their strength, joy, and well-being.
And the government of Cameroon has vowed to persecute opposition candidate Issa Chiruma Bakari over post-election rebellion. This information was made known by the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji, on October 28 during a press conference in Yaounde. Jude Kenji.
The minister began the press conference this Tuesday, 28th of October 2025 at the conference room of the Ministry of Territorial Administration by reaffirming the official outcome of the October 12 presidential election, emphasizing its legitimacy.
As we all know, the President of the Republic, His Excellency President Paul Biya, candidate of the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, CPDM, was declared winner of this election with 53.66% of valid votes cast. According to reports from national and international independent observers, the election was generally fair and peaceful throughout the national territory.
However, Minat boss Paul Atanganji swiftly shifted focus to the opposition, detailing a series of allegations against candidate Issa Chiruma.
While voters calmly awaited the publication of the official results, candidate Issa Chiruma declared himself winner on October 14, 2025, in violation of the provisions of the Electoral Code.
The government claims this irresponsible act was the catalyst for the violence that followed. Minister Paul Atanganji of Territorial Administration provided a detailed, grim inventory of the damage inflicted across several towns, portraying the protesters as manipulated youths.
In response to these appeals for rebellion, small groups of young people, often under the influence of drugs, wreaked havoc in several towns across the country, both on the eve and on the day of the official proclamation of the presidential election results by the Constitutional Council. Many public buildings, shops, and private property were set ablaze, damaged, or looted. Many buildings and vehicles were set ablaze nationwide. The divisional offices of Banja, Opankam, Ngong, Figil, and Cheboa, Benue, the public prosecutor's office in Gidere, the court building in Chang, the Manju Court Council, the Gendarmerie Brigade in Ngong, Elekam offices in Ngong, Banja, Manju, and Figil, the residences of the mayors of Garwa, Manju, and Figil, and vehicles belonging to various police and gendarmerie units, just to name a few. In Douala, public and private property were looted and vandalized in some neighborhoods of the city. Feeding stations, shops, and stores, and so on, just to name a few.
In a sober note, Minister Paul Atanganji confirmed the human cause of the clashes.
It should be noted that during these attacks, some of the criminals lost their lives. Several members of the security forces were also seriously injured during clashes with demonstrators. Investigations to shed light on these unfortunate incidents are ongoing. I would like to extend my deepest sympathy to the bereaved families and express my deep sorrow for the loss of lives.
The core of the minister's message was a promise of legal retribution, not only for the candidate, but also for his supporters and sympathetic media.
It is clearly evident that by proclaiming himself winner of the October 12 presidential election, in violation of the code, for repeated calls for rebellion, for inciting his sympathizers to defy state authority, for organizing illegal protests marked by loss of human lives and destruction of public and private property, candidate Issa Chiroma shall be held accountable before the competent courts and authorities. Media outlets promoting rebellion shall equally be held accountable for their actions before competent courts. I want to emphasize that the state will take necessary measures to maintain order, peace, and tranquility nationwide. I would also like to warn anyone, no matter wherever they find themselves, who through the subversive and irresponsible messages, audio and video have endorsed and continue to endorse the misconduct of candidate Issa Chiroma, bad loser, that they will also face the heavy arm of the law.
The conference concluded with a call for normalcy and a final assurance that, despite the challenges, the state remains in control.
Calm and serenity has returned in Soa after rumors of security threats emanating from neighborhoods in Yaounde on October 28, 2025. Authorities reaffirmed the presence of peace in the town despite the presence equally of fake information. Phillips Enchi reports.
24 hours after rumors of security threats in the Soa subdivision, Mefonafamba division center region erupting from Yaounde, calm and serenity has returned in the cosmopolitan university town of Soa on October 29, 2025. The rumors of menace left traders desperately in search of a hideout, causing economic stagnation throughout the day of October 28, 2025. Residents and traders in Soa still recall the situation despite the propaganda.
On buvait une bière,
We were out relaxing with a bottle of beer, and we heard from someone running and shouting, "They are coming, they are coming." Immediately, we had to abandon our beer and started running. That was how everybody in the market began to run for their lives. I was on my machine working, and all of a sudden I heard people running and shouting, asking us to close our shops. I had to close my shop immediately in panic and take a taxi directly to my house at Fougerolles. I paid 1,000 francs from the university campus to Fougerolles. All we want is peace and nothing else. We want peace. I was going about my businesses when someone came to inform us that there is a security threat at the Omispo, Tutangusu, and Eleve neighborhood. As soon as we got the information, we started running for our lives. We left everything behind. All we are asking is for peace to reign. We want peace, and that is all we want. The disinformation is still unfamiliar to some transporters who continue with their daily activities.
In Soa, we don't have not any problem. Or with business, we should see the car going up, come down. Or passenger, student is going to school in Soa, university going on. All places, we don't have not any problem in Soa. They are telling me to Yaounde is not possible, so that is not problem.
The mayor of Soa is aware of propaganda as the town enjoys peace and tranquility.
The news come from Yaounde saying that people are coming to Soa in order to destroy the shops, and this situation has created a kind of fear from the people. But a few times ago, the situation became...
Maintaining peace and promoting living together is of great importance.
I would like to ask people of Soa to continue to live together in peace, as in the past. We are brothers and sisters between us. And I think that we should make everything to maintain peace.
At the University of Yaounde 2 in Soa, classes proceed in a peaceful and serene environment as students participate actively, while others intensify preparations for both local and international events. Offices on campus remain fully operational, while students go about their daily activities as usual. In the Ngusu and Fandena neighborhoods within the Yaounde 5 subdivision, taxis and commercial motorbike riders queue at filling stations to access a fuel, while shops and other businesses continue their daily activities undisturbed and without fear of the unknown. As Cameroonians aspire to achieve economic progress and infrastructural development, maintaining peace and promoting national unity, we go a long way towards transforming the country's economy.
And that detail takes us to the end of tonight's edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for watching, and stay in the company of our programs as Claudia Ansar comes up at 8 p.m. for the news in the French language. Have a good evening.